back. In this lecture, we are going to understand how to interact with HTML forms using jQuery. So I'm going to use the same home.html file, and that file is in my project folder. And then I'm going to connect this about link with the register form. So I need to first write here a register. So we are going to make a registration form for our clients, and in that registration form, so we will make a HTML form where we can ask for the first name, last name, gender, maybe the workshop title or the workshop name, uh, and their hobbies, and like that. Okay, so I'm going to write, when I click on the register, a register.html file should open, right? So what I can do here, I can save this page, and then I can copy everything here. So you can copy everything here. Let me copy this thing, and okay, copy, and then go to the Explorer, and here you can open a new file. So I'm giving the name register.html and hit enter, and when you hit enter, you will get a new HTML document. Then paste everything here. So that is my register.html file, and in this file even I can write, if I want to go back to home.html, then I can write here home.html, right? We already have home.html in the document, and then I'm going to go back in my body section, and here I do not want all these contents, right? I'm going to erase everything within this div tag, right, where the class is Jumbotron, and I'm going to make my form here. So let me refresh it. Okay, and let's go back and open your home.html. So let me open the browser. So that is our home.html file, right? When I click on the register here, see, we got an empty web page. So in this empty web page, we are going to make our HTML form. Okay, now if I go back and click on home, I will get the home page, right? So let me first minimize it, and let's design our HTML form here. And to create a HTML form, we need help of a form tag. So I'm going to create this form tag in my div section, right? And within this form, I'm going to ask for the first name and the last name first. So I'm going to create my first section here, and within this division tag, I would write input type equals to text. This is for the text box, and then I'm saying name equals to, let's say, first name, and then ID equals to again of first name, right? And I'm closing my input tag, and you need a label for this input tag. Basically it's a text box, so I'm saying that I want label for where the ID is fname, right? And here I can write first name, right? And I'm going to do this for the last name also. So just copy it and paste it here, and I want L name, and here I need to write last name, and I want this label for the ID where the I want this label for the input tag where the ID is lname. So I can write lname here, right? So let's save it, and first see what is the looks of our page. Now if I click on the register, see, I got fname and lname. Here I can write something. Okay, so that is in the register.html page. Now go back and add some more stuff here, and then I want to add a break here, and then I need to open another div section here, and I'm going to write I'm going to make a radio buttons here for the gender. So you can choose your gender like male or female. So I can write input type equals to radio, and then then I can write name equals to gender, and id equals to, let's say, mail, and I can write the value here, value equals to mail2, right? And I need to make a label for this, so I can write I need a label for a radio button where the id is mail, so I'm writing a mail here, and within this label I can write mail. Okay, so now just copy it, so you have to paste it here, and here I want a label for female, and here I need to write female, and here too female, right? uh, yes, this one. So let me save it, and let's see your web page. Go back and click on the register. See, I got this information, a male. Okay, we got male and male, so we need to write a female here, right? Now if you go back and click here, yes, now you got male and female. Now go back to the code, and I'm going to add a break here, and now let's add another section here. Here we need to create a drop down control for the workshop type. You can say I can write select name equals to, let's say, workshop, and then id equals to workshop, and then I need to add some items here with the help of option tag. And within the option, let me first write workshop on Python, right? And now let me copy this one, and then we can add few more things here. Let me paste it here, and here I'm going to write workshop on Java, and then let me add one more thing, and here I can write select the workshop. So that should be the default option when you open your web page. And now you need to add the values of every option. So here I'm going to say this is none, right? Because it's a default selection and it's not pointing to any workshop. So here I can write value equals to Python, because here we are saying that it's a workshop on Python, so the value should point to Python. And then I'm gonna write value equals to, let's say, Java, right? So this is about your drop down control, and I also need a label for my drop down control. So I would say label for equals to, where the id is workshop, right? And here I can write choose workshop, and let's save it. Go back and check the output. See, I got a list of workshops here, then a male, female, and first name and last name. Now go back and let's add more stuff. So I'm moving here, and then I'm going to add a new line here, and here I need to add one more div section, and in this div section I'm going to add one more div section. Here I am going to write, and I'm going to create checkboxes for a client's hobbies, and I need to add a label here. I'm saying I want label for hobbies, right? And here I can say select hobbies, right? So now go inside this division tag, and within this div tag I can add my checkboxes. So I can write input type equals to, let's say, checkbox, and name equals to, let's say, hobbies, and then id equals to movies, and the value is equals to movies, right? And then I'm going to close it, and I want label for my checkbox. So I want a label for checkbox where the id is movies. I'm going to add it here, and here is my label movies. Okay, and you need to do it for 2 or 3 more items. So let me add all items at once. Now you can see that I have added more options, and here I need to write singing, and here I need to write reading. I just copy paste the same code, and I have only changed the IDs and the value, right? And the label right here. Now the label at this point is singing, and here the label is reading, and then I have changed their IDs and values according to the checkbox, right? So we have three checkboxes now for hobbies, movies, singing, and reading. So let me save it and go back and check your page. Now if I click on the register, see, so this is the title, select hobbies, and under this title we have three options, three checkboxes. I can even choose a one, a two, or even I can select all these checkboxes. And you know the nature of radio button. In case of radio button, you can either choose male or female. You cannot choose both, right? And you can make a group of radio button by placing by giving them a same name, right? So we have these radio buttons and see that their name, both their name are gender. The name of male radio button and the name of female radio button, it is exactly same. So when the name is same, it means these two radio buttons belongs to a same group of radio button, and you can choose only one of them, right? And in case of checkboxes, so we can choose multiple items even though we have a same name of all the checkboxes, it doesn't matter, right? So let's go in the document and add a submit button here. So let me write down here input type equals to submit and name equals to submit, and the value should be like label of your input button. So I should say submit form. Whatever you write here, it will be available on the button as a label. So I can close it. Let me save it, and now you can go back, refresh, click on the register. Now see, I have a submit form here. So these are the basic components, like we have a drop down control, we have a radio buttons, and we have check boxes, we have text boxes, and we have a submit button, right? And let's go back and let me tell you something here. So see, so in the drop down control we have some option tags here. So these items, these text, select the workshop, workshop on Python, workshop on Java. These items will be displayed on your web page. But when you click on that, your jQuery code is going to retrieve these values, right? So if you can see here, right now we are pointing to first option, select the workshop. It is actually not the name of a workshop. It's just an option, and it is giving you a kind of message that you can open it and choose the workshop. That is why the value corresponding to this item is none, right? And if you choose workshop on Python, if you go back and open your drop down control, if you click on workshop on Python and click the submit form, you should get a value Python and so on, right? So that is why we have a value here. So we also have a value at radio buttons. If you click on the male radio button, you will get this value. If you have written value equals to 1 for male and value equals to 2 for female, then your jQuery code is going to retrieve 1 and 2. But I prefer to use text as a value, right? So I want some text as a value, so I can write male and female, right? So I will get these values in a variable. Likewise, you can see your checkboxes. In your checkboxes, you have some values. So these values will be retrieved by the jQuery. If the client has chosen movies and singing, then you will get movies and singing value from the HTML, right? And jQuery is going to put these values in a variable, and based on the client's selection, then you can decide what to do. You can even send this data to a database, maybe you can post it to a PHP script, and then you can store it in a MySQL. So this is all about this lecture. In the next lecture, I will teach you how to apply jQuery on these HTML elements, especially HTML forms. How can you retrieve the values? How can you find out that which items are selected by the client, and how can you set their default values? So in the next lecture, you can see it.